Think for a moment that within the very fabric of your being lies an ancient, untapped force, a primordial energy as old as the stars themselves. This is not just a metaphor or a distant myth. It is a living, breathing power that courses through your veins, waiting patiently for your awareness to awaken it. What if I told you that this energy holds the key to transforming your reality, unlocking your highest potential, and manifesting your deepest desires? Would you believe that the same force that shaped galaxies, ignited stars, and birthed life itself resides within you, ready to be harnessed? This is the essence of sacred alchemy, the art of consciously working with the most fundamental energy in existence, sexual energy. For centuries, wise civilizations and spiritual traditions understood that this potent force is far more than a biological instinct. It is a divine spark, a sacred fire that, when recognized and refined, can serve as a catalyst for profound personal transformation. It's the alchemical secret that bridges the physical and spiritual realms, and it's already within your reach. Throughout history, ancient cultures and esoteric teachings have spoken of this hidden power, sometimes called by different names, sometimes concealed behind symbols and rituals. But the underlying truth remains consistent. Sexual energy is the very fabric of creation itself. It is the life force from which all things emerge. When harnessed with awareness and respect, it becomes a tool for expanding consciousness, healing wounds, attracting abundance, and awakening divine abilities. This knowledge was carefully guarded, passed down through secret traditions, because its power could disrupt the old paradigms and elevate the consciousness of those who understood it. Today, we are witnessing a renaissance, a revival of these sacred teachings. More than ever, seekers are awakening to the realization that within their bodies lies an incredible reservoir of vitality and creative potential. The key is not to suppress or deny this energy, but to learn how to consciously direct and refine it. To do this, we must first understand the fundamental principles that govern its nature and potential. Let's begin by exploring the ancient roots of this knowledge, so we can appreciate its depth and relevance in our modern lives. In Egypt, the sacred priests and priestesses practiced rituals that involved channeling sexual energy to expand consciousness and unlock divine abilities. The stories of Isis and Osiris symbolize the merging of internal opposites, the divine masculine and feminine, creating a powerful alchemical union that fosters renewal and creative manifestation. These rituals weren't merely about physical union. They were about spiritual transmutation, transforming base energies into divine wisdom. Across the Indian subcontinent, tantric traditions reveal an even deeper understanding of sexual energy as Shakti, the universal feminine power that, when awakened and directed, can elevate the practitioner into cosmic consciousness. The practice of Mituna, or sacred union, was not about indulgence, but about sacred ceremony, an act of merging energies to dissolve ego boundaries and experience unity with the divine. When balanced and focused, this energy could transcend physical limitations, leading to spiritual awakening and mastery. Meanwhile, in ancient China, Taoist masters studied the circulation of sexual energy, yin-qi, as a means of nourishing the body, extending lifespan, and connecting with the Tao, the ultimate source of all existence. They developed techniques for circulating energy along the microcosmic orbit, the pathway from the lower dantian, energy center, at the base of the spine, to the crown of the head, creating a flow that harmonized body, mind, and spirit. These practices were designed to refine and preserve vital energy, transforming it into a powerful force for enlightenment and health. In the Western mystical tradition, alchemists encoded their knowledge within symbols and guarded their secrets carefully. The union of opposites, sometimes represented as the sun and moon, sulfur and mercury, symbolize the fusion needed to create the philosopher's stone, a metaphor for inner transformation and the realization of divine potential. These alchemists understood that through the conscious union of polarities, masculine and feminine, conscious and unconscious, they could transmute base material into spiritual gold. Despite the diversity of these traditions, a common thread emerges. Sexual energy is the foundation of life, a sacred resource that, when cultivated consciously, can unlock extraordinary power. It's not merely about physical pleasure or procreation, but about the alchemical process of transforming raw energy into higher states of awareness, creativity, and manifestation. It is the secret ingredient for those seeking mastery over their inner worlds and the external circumstances they wish to influence. Yet, this ancient knowledge was guarded closely, kept hidden from the masses, because it was so potent that misused or misunderstood, it could lead to imbalance or chaos. Only those who proved they could handle this power responsibly, through discipline, purity, and reverence, were initiated into its deeper secrets. But today, in the age of awakening, these teachings are resurfacing, no longer confined to secret chambers. They are becoming accessible tools for anyone willing to explore their inner landscape. Now, consider this. Within your body exists an internal river, a flowing current of energy that parallels the cosmic forces shaping the universe. This river is your sexual energy, a dynamic, subtle current that, when consciously directed, can serve as a force for transformation, healing, and creation. It's not just about biological urges, it's about recognizing this energy as a vital life force, a creative current that can be harnessed to manifest your highest visions. To understand this deeply, we need to grasp the nature of sexual energy itself. Modern science describes it as a concentrated form of bioelectricity, an energy that powers your nervous system, organs, and tissues. When this energy is built up and directed intentionally, it fills your entire system with vitality, giving you extraordinary health, magnetism, and mental clarity. Ancient cultures referred to this as the radiant aura, a field of energetic light that emanates from those who have mastered their inner power. The key to working with this energy is not suppression, but transformation. It's about learning to cultivate, circulate, and elevate it. The first step is reconnecting with your body as a sacred vessel, a temple where this energy flows freely. Spend time each day focusing inward, particularly on the lower abdomen or the dantian. This center is the seat of your life force, the reservoir that stores and nurtures your vitality. Through mindful breathing, slow, deep, intentional breaths, you can begin to gather this energy, prevent leaks caused by tension or distraction, and build a reservoir of power. As you deepen your awareness, you'll discover that your breath acts as a bridge, a channel that moves energy upward from the base of your spine to your heart and head. This process is often called the inner ascent, or rising of the serpent, symbolizing the awakening of dormant energy through the central channel. When you direct your breath consciously, you activate this upward flow, nourishing your higher centers and expanding your consciousness. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. The second core principle is internal polarity, the recognition of the complementary forces within us. Every individual embodies both masculine and feminine energies, dynamic, active, focused qualities, alongside receptive, expansive, intuitive qualities. The mastery of sexual alchemy involves balancing these polarities, much like the yin-yang symbol. When these energies are harmonized, they create a powerful circuit, an inner alchemical engine that fuels your transformation. This balance is not about rigid gender roles, but about the integration of these energies within your own being. Action and reflection, giving and receiving, logic and intuition. These dualities are essential for cultivating a continuous flow of vitality. When properly aligned, your energies circulate naturally, generating a state of alchemical transmutation, where lower impulses are refined into higher wisdom. The third principle is conscious breathing, an often overlooked but essential practice. Breath is the link between your physical body and your consciousness. It carries your life force along subtle channels, called meridians or nadis, connecting every part of your being. By practicing slow, rhythmic, and mindful breathing, you take control of this flow, guiding sexual energy from instinctual drives towards spiritual awakening. Imagine inhaling deeply, visualizing energy rising from your lower dantian along your spine, reaching your heart and mind. Exhale slowly, releasing tension and negativity. This simple but profound practice creates a feedback loop. Your breath becomes a tool for alchemical transformation, turning base energy into a refined, radiant force. Over time, this process enhances mental clarity, emotional stability, and creative inspiration. Now let's explore how intention and emotion play vital roles in this process. Ancient teachings emphasize that energy is powered by focus and feeling. When you experience a surge of desire, excitement, or inspiration, pause and set a clear intention. Whether it's to manifest a goal, heal a wound, or deepen your spiritual connection, pair this intention with uplifting emotions like love, gratitude, or compassion. This blending amplifies your energetic power, transforming fleeting wishes into potent magnets for manifestation. This practice of conscious intention is what some traditions refer to as sexual magic, a deliberate act of directing energy to create change. When aligned with your deepest purpose, your sexual energy becomes a conduit for divine creation, guiding circumstances, attracting resources, and co-creating your reality with the universe. But mastery also involves purifying desire. Raw sexual desire, if left unchecked, can become chaotic or ego-driven. The alchemist's art is to refine this desire, transforming it from a surface craving into a deep longing for growth, connection, and spiritual evolution. This process is called sublimation, redirecting energy from superficial pursuits toward higher goals. When you do this, desire becomes a sacred fuel, an alchemical fire that burns away impurities and illuminates your divine spark. Another important aspect is emotional sublimation. Sexual energy is intimately connected to your emotional landscape. Passion, joy, anger, sadness. These are different expressions of the same vital force. When you learn to blend positive emotions like gratitude and love with your arousal, you elevate the vibration of your sexual energy. For example, visualizing transforming anger into compassion or fear into trust can shift your entire energetic state, making your power more refined and magnetic. A practical method for this is the 5 elements fusion meditation, a Taoist practice where negative emotions are visualized as transforming into their positive counterparts: fear into courage, sadness into wisdom, anger into balance. This circulation of energy within your body strengthens your physical health, sharpens your mental clarity, and expands your consciousness, creating a resilient foundation for your spiritual journey. Remember, this is a gradual process. Ancient teachings emphasize patience, discipline, and respect. It's not about quick fixes or superficial gains. True alchemy requires consistent effort, integrating practices like meditation, mindful movement, balanced nutrition, and self-awareness, so that body, mind, and spirit evolve in harmony. As you progress, you'll realize that sexual energy is not a separate or isolated force, but part of a greater universal flow. When mastered, it becomes a sacred dance, a harmonious interplay between your inner world and the cosmos. This is the essence of inner alchemy, the art of dissolving old patterns and crystallizing new ways of being. The Hermetic principle of solve et coagula, dissolve and reassemble, reminds us that transformation involves letting go of unconscious limitations, then forging a new, higher self. Through conscious work with sexual energy, you dissolve old beliefs, fears, and habits, and then co-create a new reality aligned with your highest self. Now, let's bring this understanding into your daily life. The journey of sexual alchemy isn't confined to retreats or secret chambers. It's a living practice that can be integrated into every moment. Start by cultivating a conscious connection with your body. Spend a few minutes each day focusing inward, feeling your lower abdomen as a sacred space where energy is gathered and stabilized. Use your breath as a tool. Inhale deeply, visualizing energy rising. Exhale slowly, releasing tension. Set clear intentions with uplifted emotions and visualize your desires as already fulfilled. Support this process with energetic self-massage like Chi Ni Tang or gentle movement to circulate and nourish your energy field. Avoid overindulgence or distraction. Respect your energy as a precious resource. Remember, the goal is not suppression, but conscious conservation and circulation, transforming raw instinct into refined spiritual power. Over time, these practices will awaken your inner alchemist, someone capable of transforming the mundane into the divine. You'll notice increased vitality, magnetic presence, and a deep sense of inner harmony. Your relationships will deepen, your creativity will flourish, and your life will become a canvas for divine expression. This is the true power of sexual alchemy. It's a sacred art of inner transformation, a way to unify your body, mind, and spirit into a harmonious whole. When you work consciously with this energy, you become a co-creator of your reality, shaping your life in alignment with your highest purpose. You realize that the universe is not separate from you, but an extension of your own inner power, waiting for you to awaken it. So, I invite you now to embrace your divine potential. Recognize that within your body lies an infinite wellspring of creation, an ancient energy ready to be awakened and directed. Cultivate awareness, respect, patience, and love as you begin your journey into sacred alchemy. Through deliberate practice, you will discover that you are not just a passive observer, but an active creator, an alchemist transforming base energies into divine gold. Remember, the universe responds to your inner state. When you master this sacred energy, you step into your role as a divine co-creator, manifesting your highest visions with clarity and power. Your journey is unique, and every moment offers an opportunity to refine your energy, deepen your awareness, and align ever more fully with your divine essence. This is not merely an ancient secret, it is your birthright. The power to transform, create, and elevate your life resides within you. The only question is, are you ready to awaken this sacred spark and step into your highest potential? The alchemical journey begins now. Embrace it, honor it, and watch as your reality begins to shift, reflecting the divine masterpiece that you are destined to become.